Good morning and welcome to the Monotype Psychic run on the second day of the month of RetroBrown. This is going to be a fun one, so let's have a talk about what Pokemon we actually have available. Now, the likes of Jinx is not going to be available in this because it's a trade, in-game trade, and you'd have to catch a Poliwhirl to make that possible, so I'm not going to do that. So which Pokemon are we actually going to start off with? Well, one of the stars of last video will be making a reappearance here. And considering the movesets available right at the start, I actually am going to opt for Slowpoke as our start Pokemon. But mainly because it's the only one that actually gets a Psychic type move to start off with, and considering we've done the Exeggutor run, we've done an Abra run before, I don't fancy doing this, starting off with these because I don't think it has to be possible to get past the level cap. So our Slowpoke for today is going to be Savvy Sam. Thank you for subscribing, really appreciate it, and welcome to the channel. Look at him just lying there on the right. Slowpoke's cute, I like it. Mr. Pip is going to be our rival for today. Again, thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Savvy Sam takes down the Pokemon straight away, and we can move on straight to Brock because it's going to be a while before we can actually pick up another Psychic type Pokemon. And in fact, it's going to be around Cerulean City before we can pick up an Abra. So let's see how we do against Brock. First up, he's going to have his Geodude, and we've only got Confusion to work with, but Confusion is literally the only move that we need. It goes down to a couple of Confusions, and the only thing we really need to worry about is Bide. We do confuse it, we take it down a few hits with Confusion, and when Bide comes out, it's too little too late, and Savvy Sam takes the victory. That's a pretty good start to the video. One gym leader down, level cap's going up to level 21. We are going to go and pick up Mega Punch though, because there's not too many moves that we can learn this early game, and out of all the moves we could give an Abra, you know what, Mega Punch isn't the worst one to have. It means we can actually have we can actually have a move to start doing some damage with before we even get to learning any Psychic type moves. Next up is the Super Nerd, and with Confusion and Water Gun, there's not really too much he can do against us. Savvy Sam is just tearing through all of these Pokemon, and I don't even think we've lost once yet. Like, not even on the battles that I haven't shown on the other managed traders you have to go against. We haven't even lost once, so this makes me feel really good about when the Slowpoke only run comes up. But let's move on to Cerulean. Before we can even get our Abra, we need to go and beat the rival on Nugget Bridge. Now this is going to be a hard one considering we haven't leveled up all too much, and we don't outspeed the Pidgeotto, meaning they will get quite a few sand attacks in, and there's our first loss of the run. So we are going to need a level or two more here, but it is definitely possible. Level 17, we go back into this. We got Confusion doing the most damage because of the stab, and we only barely get through to the Abra at 8 HP. Now we've really got to hope that we get good RNG here, because if we take one more hit, we're probably going to lose. The Rattata goes for Quick Attack, and of course a Quick Attack takes us down. So we get up, we go back in at level 17. We've taken the experience from the loss, and with some better luck like we've just got there, we can actually get through with this. So what I'm actually going to do is try and disable Teleport so that they have to use Struggle. And I just thought that would be funny, if I'm being honest. I didn't have to do this. I just thought it'd be funny to see this Abra actually use a move, apart from Teleport. Brings us to Rattata, and because of Struggle we're on 14 HP. We've got Water Gun to deal with the Charmander, and as long as he doesn't use a bigger move, we can tank it with 4 HP, and from now we can go and pick up our second Pokemon of the run. In the grass just to the west of Nugget Bridge, once you've got to the north of it, you can find Abras there. We can pick up one, and we are going to name him Sam Mines. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and of course I hope you enjoy the video. Abra is going to be an absolutely key Pokemon in this run. It's very bad defensively wise, but what it does have is a lot of speed and a lot of special. But it's, yeah, as I said, they're very defensively weak, so we are going to have to switch trainers for a little bit and let Savvy Sam do a bit of the bulk. We have taught him Mega Punch because it's the first move that we can actually teach it. The next move it'll learn, even by level up, is going to be when it evolves to Kadabra, and that's going to be Confusion. Gets up on level up, so we wanted to get that as soon as possible. The evolution is within the level cap at level 21, and Kadabra, it evolves into Kadabra at level 16, so yeah, might as well do it. Let's see how we do against Misty. We've gone up to level 20 here, and we've also picked up the TM for Thunder Wave to the north of the Noble Bridge. So, Confusion, it's not going to do too much, which is why we've got Mega Punch. We've got Thunder Wave to ensure we can attack first, and even though, well, we're really hoping the Bubble Beam gets disabled, even though now we've gone into a Water type, it actually won't use any Water moves against us, and it's just who can hit harder quicker. We're hoping that they get paralysed a lot more than we do, and we're also hoping for the Confusion chance off of Confusion. It goes right down to the wire, and Confusion really helps us out here, giving us the win at 3 HP left, and another fantastic move for Slowpoke. Another weird move that also we can teach to Kadabra, which is a physical move, is Dig. Yeah, we can teach Dig to a Kadabra, which means we need to go and beat the Rocket after the house that he's just robbed in Cerulean. We've got a lot of move coverage now just to work with on just 2 Pokemon, and it's very, very soon that we are going to meet our 3rd member. To the east of Vermilion, in the patch of grass over here, where the guy's laying down live wires, you're going to find a Drowsy. Eventually, when we stop seeing Spearows, eventually we find our Drowsy for the run. Now, I've never actually used a Drowsy or a Hypno on this channel before, so this is going to be an interesting one for me to see how Drowsy and Hypno actually work. We actually forgot to name it, so we're going to have to rename it when we get to Lavender Tower, which is kind of annoying because the next well, it just means that we're not going to have as much time put onto this subscriber. But Drowsy is actually a really good Pokemon. It's got decent spread between both physical and special moves. And considering we've got Headbutt, which gives us a flinch chance, it's actually pretty good at this point in the game. Let's see how we do against the rival on the SSN. So we're going to straight away try and get it to sleep with Hypnosis. Again, Psychic-type Pokemon, even though there aren't all too many in Gen 1, they've got a lot of good coverage, like a real good coverage. Just out of these 3 Pokemon alone, we've got moves for Psychic, we've got moves for Normal, we've got moves for no, we haven't got Ghost. Hypnosis is a Psychic-type move. We've got Water, we've got Electric, we've got Ground. There's a lot of move coverage that we've already got so far just in this run. And strangely, the especially strong Kadabra is just punching through everything. It's funny to see sometimes. Moving on to Surge, I don't think this is going to be too much of a problem. The main thing is we don't want to be using Savvy Sam for this. So first off, we're going to go with Drowsy. It is one of our lowest level Pokemon, and we need to get some levels on it. So we're going to try and get things to sleep. We're going to confuse them. The most annoying thing is, Sonic Boom does 20 base damage, which at this point in the game is actually kind of a lot. It's nearly a 4-shot on Drowsy, so yeah, we need to get through without losing too much HP. Drowsy goes down and we're going into Savvy Sam. Pretty much, it's going to go down to 1-shot anyway, and everything now is on Sam Mines. We can actually paralyse the Raichu. Honestly, I thought that you couldn't paralyse it with an electric move. Well, I've been proven wrong. Kadabra gets the win, we pick up Thunderbolt, and yet we've got another move perfect for this run because we've got some... There's going to be one Pokemon on the rivals team, which will definitely be a problem about Thunderbolt. The Exploding Hiker doesn't really get a say in this run. He's going to go down to a couple Water Guns, and we don't need to worry too much about him after this. Although he does tank 1 Water Gun, he could have got a self-destruct off there. But we beat him, we can move on to Lavender Tower, because we need to open up the game a bit more. So, before we do anything in Lavender, we are going to go and name our Drowsy. Because, yeah, I should have named him earlier on, but we are going to give it a nice name. And it's going to be our subscriber, Ollie Webster UK 123. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoy this video. I've just shortened it to Webster because Ollie Webster would not fit in. Let's see how we do against the rival in Lavender Tower. Pidgeotto is up first, and we are going to go with Webster. So we're going for the Hypnosis strat, but annoyingly a couple of Sand attacks come in. 3 in a row in fact, so at this point Hypnosis really isn't going to land, so we need to switch up. We go into Sand Mines, who we haven't taught Thunderbolt to yet. We really should have done that for this fight. Next up is Execute, and we're going to go for the Mega Punch. It doesn't do much, and I'm looking at this thinking, Execute is also going to be a problem because one of the type coverages we do not get is Bug or Fire. Yeah, we really could have done with that because I completely didn't realise Execute would be a Pokemon when I chose Charmander as the rival. Either way, here comes the scarier Pokemon we need to worry about, and that is Gyarados. If we cannot get it to sleep, we have got no chance here. Confusion is going to just chip away at it, and thankfully all it does is use Leer, giving us a chance to get through to the final Pokemon. We can get rid of Pound for Headbutt. We got one more Pokemon to contend with beforehand. Now we're on the final Pokemon with Vermilion. So we're going to try and get it to sleep and use Confusion to get ourselves the win. Thankfully, he doesn't use too many moves until he's barely on any HP, but it's the perfect opportunity for Savvy Sam to come back in, use a Water Gun and get us the win. Now, there's only going to be one other Pokemon that we're going to pick up on this run, but it's still going to be a little while before we get that little guy. Let's go against Erica first and see how we do. One big question I'm going to have to ask myself very, very soon. We can open up Saffron City soon, and in Saffron City is Mr. Psychic. We've got up to about 4 Psychic Pokemon that we're going to be using for this run. Who do we give Psychic to early? That's going to be the big question. So I actually can't remember if Drowsy and Hypno can't learn it via level up, but either way, there is a big choice to be made in that matter because Psychic is the best Psychic type move in Gen 1. We'll have to figure that out. After talking through the entire Erica fight because it was not very interesting, we get the 4th badge and we can move on to the Rocket Corner. Giovanni, I don't imagine is going to be a hard matchup for us, especially with having Slowpoke on our team. I just don't think it's going to be a hard matchup. Kadabra and Drowsy could easily take on the rock types, but Slowpoke is just easily better suited for these. If you're ever looking for another nugget, by the way, there's just one up here. So let's see what else we get. I love these tiles. It's actually a really fun part of the game. Whee! That's the quickest way you can get through them as well. Anyway, we got to this point and realised we needed a key, so I went and fought a couple of new trainers because we're actually very close to Drowsy levelling up. At level 26, Drowsy will evolve into Hypno, giving us its full evolution and a very powerful asset on our team. We got to get through all of these Rattatas, Raticates, and once we've done that, Webster will evolve into Hypno. And I don't know about you, but if you've ever read Hypno's and Drowsy's Pokédex entries, it's creepy as hell. I would never like to meet this Pokemon in real life. Anyway, let's talk about Giovanni, because, well, not really actually too much to talk about. His first 2 Pokemon go down extremely quickly, and then we just have the Kangaskhan to contend with. We have taught Ice Beam to Savvy Sam, because we're hoping for those freeze chances. I am trying to use a different moveset to what I was using in the previous Monotype video, which was the water one, where Slowpoke honestly tore up the final fight. It was great if you didn't see that yesterday. We beat up Giovanni pretty quickly, pick up the Silph, and here's the big choice. Like, we're going to go up in Saffron regardless anyway, because we do want to get the Psychic TM, but once we've flushed out Lavender Tower with Rockets, do we go back to Saffron or do we go over to Koga in Fuchsia City? I opted to, go over to Koga because we've got the type advantage. We can get a few more levels and we can get our 4th team member. We need to escape from this Snorlax, push our way through the cycling road because you don't actually need a bike to get onto there. And once you've taken a quick ride down, we will get into Fuchsia City and get cornered by this one because I'm not looking where I'm going. It's not too much of a problem though. Most of these bikers do have poison type Pokemon, and the most annoying thing we're not hoping is that they'll use self-destruct. I don't feel like the Ways in Line has them at this level, and we do take a loss on Savvy Sam. We'll move into Webster. Confusion will be a big hitter on them. It's just annoying that he's got 5 Pokemon. Yeah, this is why he is one of them. When you're looking at missable trainers in this entire run, honestly, some of the bikers, you don't have to go against any of the bikers on the biking path. if you use the right route, you can get past every single one of them without taking on one. And it saves you so much more time, because you can just see there how much time that fight took us. If we were going for time, it definitely would save us some. Anyway, we are in the Safari Zone now, picking up our 4th team member. Well, not yet, because he just ran away from us. Okay, we'll go find him again in a sec. Either way, we do need to go and pick up HMO 3 Surf, so we'll go do that first. And we also need to pick up the Gold Teeth because we need HMO 4 Strength. So once we've got that, we've got a great move for Slowpoke. And then we can go looking for our Exeggutor again. With this, we also give ourselves the opportunity to go down to Cinnabar early if we really wanted to. But first we need our 4th team member. And it doesn't want to stay in the ball for quite a while. We pick up Exeggute, and considering I've just done an Exeggutor run as well, it was a pretty bad Pokemon, but its evolution is an absolute beast. Our Joe Bernhard is our Exeggutor for today, and we're going to very quickly give him a promotion because we want him to be an Exeggutor. Exeggutor is a very powerful Pokemon. I'm very sure it is in the top ranks of OU in Gen 1. Yeah, this is the way you should really be getting past them. Anyway, let's go pick up a Leaf Stone. And from here we can get ourselves another fully evolved team member. I'm going to pick up a Pokédoll as well because we do want to pick up the TM for Mimic. And here we go, Bernhard is becoming an Exeggutor. Very, very good Pokemon in Gen 1. I remember it from our Grass Mono run, and it was honestly a really good Pokemon. But we decided to make it a bit of a explosion specialist. We might change that up in this one. Anyway, all the way back down to Fuchsia, we can go against Koga, because we're getting Savvy Sam very close to its evolution level at level 37. It's going to pretty much sweep through this gym very easily. Even though it doesn't have Psychic, it will just do very well with Confusion. The most annoying thing about the Muck, it does use Minimize a lot, which is very annoying. We do take the Muck down before Savvy Sam needs to be switched out. And we're going to go back into Sand Mines. Sand Mines has got Psybeam, a much more powerful Psychic type move. And as you can see there, its massive special attack just decimates Koga. We picked up TMO6 Toxic, which really helped us out when we had it on Tentacruel in the last video. And we're going to go over to Silphco because we want to go and progress the story. In the meantime, Slowpoke does evolve into Slowbro, and I love its derpy little face there. We're going to pick up the Rare Candy, we're going to pick up TM26. Because Savvy Sam can actually learn it, yes. Slowbro can learn Earthquake, and that's going to give us a little bit more type coverage to work with. So I'm going to get rid... Oh, I hate having to do this. No, we'll leave it for now. We might need Earthquake later on, but Body Slam is just too good of a move to give up right now. Let's go into the rival fight in Silphco. We've given Ice Beam to Savvy Sam, meaning he's going to do tons of damage to his Pokemon, and it's perfect for the Exeggutor. But when it comes into Gyarados, we need to switch into Sand Mines for Psybeam. I still haven't taught Thunderbolt. Can it learn Thunderbolt? I'll have to look back at that one. Either way, we're going to Thunder Wave the Alakazam. We're going to Mega Punch it into the ground because it can't do all too much to us. And it's going to take at least 3 Mega Punches. We'll recover up to get our HP back. And annoyingly, he does the same. Brings us into the final Pokemon, where we're going to Thunder Wave it down, Psybeam it in the face. And there is the win. First time with just 4 Psychic type Pokemon. And from here we can get rid of Mega Punch finally. And give ourselves both Psybeam and Psychic to work with on Kadabra. That just leaves Giovanni and Silphco before we can move on to Sabrina and Blaine. Now Sabrina I'm actually thinking is not going to be a hard trainer. But I think Blaine might actually be quite difficult for us. He's super effective against the Exeggutor, he's not very effective against Slowbro, so it might just be again that Slowbro clutches through for us. Bernhard in this Giovanni fight is just taking names. We did give it Psychic straight away with the TM, and it just took names. It is a very good mixed attacker, and very bulky as well. Let's see how we do against Sabrina before we move on to Blaine. And we're going to start again with Bernhard. We've taught it Egg Bomb, which, you know, is actually a ridiculously good move. I never realised how good Egg Bomb actually was. It's 100 base power, I think 80% accuracy, or it's the other way around. Either way, fantastic move. We've got decent attack on Exeggutor, so yeah. it really does help us out here. It's a very good signature move. We get a first time win against Sabrina, and that means we can now move on. We're not going to get pick up sideways because it's a terrible move. Why is it even a move? It's awful. Either way. We're going to teach all our HMs to Lapras because it is just our HM slave, so is Bellsprout for cut. We're never using them in combat, we only ever use them to traverse around. And in the Burnt Mansion, I'm going to pick up the rare candy, pick up Secret Key, and then we'll go against Blaine. So we are going to start off with Savvy Sam. We might as well give ourselves the best chance to get through this fight, and Surf should just sweep through his entire team. We are still in the late 30s going against this team here, and Takedown actually does decent like chip damage to us there, but Surf is just sweeping through his first two Pokemon. Can we one-shot the Rapidash? No, it only barely just doesn't kill him. Brings us to the Arcanine, and there's nothing really much that Blaine can do here. I don't know why I was worried, in all honesty. We've got a Slowbro, it's an absolute tank. That's 7 gym badges, and we can go and pick up the 8th extremely quickly as well. So we're actually going to start this one with a different choice, who we haven't used as much in the last few gyms. I'm going to start off with Webster. It's got Confusion, it's got Hypnosis, we've been given it Submission of all moves, and we've given it Headbutt. It's got a decent moveset, and it's just learned Psychic level 37. Our team is getting stacked with its movesets. Nidoqueen should go down to a Psychic. Oh, it's not going to go down to just one Psychic though, that's kind of worrying. I thought the special attack was pretty damn good on Webster, but apparently not as much as I thought. Anyway, Webster does sweep through the entire Giovanni fight, and that gives us all 8 gym badges. Let's see how we do against the rival before the Elite Four. He's going to start off with his Fabled Pidgeot. We can put it to sleep, Psychic Kick down, pretty much however we've been starting these fights throughout the rest of this run. Webster is taking names here, but it's time to give it a rest when we get brought into the Exeggutor, because we want to Ice Beam that and make sure it doesn't paralyze us and Leech Seed us. Of course it does. That brings us into Gyarados. Now, Bernard has actually got a good matchup here. As long as we can get it to sleep, we can Egg Bomb or Psychic our way through it. Psychic will do more damage, and it goes down to 2. Alakazam's next, and as long as we can get it to sleep, this should be a very easy fight. We've also taught him Mega Drain for a little bit more move coverage. And from here, next up is Charizard. Flamethrower does a lot of damage, and we miss the Hypnosis, meaning we're going to have to bring Sam back in. We'll use Thunder Wave, make sure it can't... God's sake, Slash does so much damage. It's all on Savvy Sam here. Surf, please get us the win. We do get the win. First time win, and we can move on to the Elite Four. Our 4 Psychic Pokemon are ready to take their crowns. So, Lorelei is up first, and I'm not too worried for this one in all honesty. Even starting with Bernard, we can get him to sleep, we can use Mega Drain, but we really need to do more damage than what Mega Drain has put it out. We can take down the Dugong quite comfortably, and the Cloyster's out next. I really want to get through as many of these Pokemon with just Bernard before we even get to looking at our other options. Mega Drain is a good move. I kind of wish we had Giga Drain in Gen 1, but we don't. But it's still a pretty decent move. I've made a lot of use of it in a lot of my runs, especially on the Zubat run of all things. Before we run out PP for it, it finally gets back to full HP near enough, and we've taken down 3 out with the 5. Jinx is next. As long as we can get it to sleep... Oh wow, Ice Punch did tons of damage there. I really wish I put on my rules that I could get trade Pokemon, but they earn twice as much experience, so I kind of think it's a little unfair. Plus, I don't want to go out my way to catch a Pokemon that I don't need. And wow, Lapras is taking names here. We are not very defensively weak. We need to keep it asleep so we can actually deal out some damage. Come on, Webster, you can do this. Finally, Webster gets us the KO. And that brings us on to, again, the easiest Elite Four member of all time. We're just going to sweep through this with just Psychic. Sand Mines, do your stuff, put him into the ground, show him how much of a little bitch he is. We're not even at level 40 yet, and we're taking out Bruno. This is just too easy. That brings us to our 3rd Elite Four member, which is Agatha. Now, Ghost is actually super effective against Psychic, but not in this generation. It was coded wrong, so, and plus all of the Gengar line, the Ghost Poison, so they are weak to Psychic regardless anyway. Every single Pokemon she's got is Poison. We are going to sweep through this incredibly easily. Ideally what we want is just to make sure we can get through very, very quickly. We don't want to be put to sleep, we don't want to be confused. Psybeam will do its work, and when it comes to our box, Psychic will take it down, and we've still got all 4 Pokemon to think about when it comes to that final Gengar. We paralyse it, we Psybeam it, it hits itself in confusion, and Sam Mines gets an Agatha sweep at level 42. Now that's special, that is special. 18 levels below her ace. That brings us to Lance. Now I am worried for this one. I really am kind of worried. We need to get it to sleep immediately, and Hypnosis is just not working for us. Hyper Beam takes out our first Pokemon, and we have to go into trying to get it to sleep with Webster, but Webster does pull through for us. What a boy. Dragon Rage. Oh, we don't want to be hit. Get it back to sleep, please. And finally, oh my god, it goes for a Hyper Potion. Webster still pulls through and gets us the win against the Gyarados, but that's 2 Pokemon down while he's got 4 Pokemon left. We're not in a good position here, and we are very defensively weak. This is not shaping up very well. Oh well, it all rests on Savvy Sam here. Ideally, we do not want to be hit whatsoever, but we are getting hit by every single slam. Hyper Beam does miss, but then Takedown does get the win. Not happy with that, but to be fair, we're about 20 levels less than his entire team. I don't think it's actually too bad that we take a loss here. Let's try that again. Level 39 Bernhard does get the Hypnosis this time round, and we are going to Psychic it down as quick as we can. Bernhard will probably fall against the next Dragonair, but if we can get a Hypnosis off, which we can't, that would have been perfect. So we're actually going to go straight into Webster here and again go for the Hypnosis. Hyper Beam does big damage, and it has a recharge turn now. We get the special drop and move into the second Dragonair. Hypnosis hits. Thank you, Webster, you are really pulling through here. And we've got through all the way to the Aerodactyl, which does eventually take Webster down. That is enough though to bring in Savvy Sam. 2 Ice Beams down, and it's just the Dragonite left. But I am going to switch. I want to see if I can get it paralysed first and give ourselves a bit more to work with. Psychic does tons of damage even though we are 23 levels less than it. But it's too little too late. Ice Beam can come in from Savvy Sam and get us the Lance win. Final fight. The level cap is level 65 and not one of our Pokemon are over level 45 here. So let's see how this goes. We're going to use Hypnosis. Oh, wow, you can't write this stuff. We used Mirror Move. We used Hypnosis and it missed. They used Mirror Move and it hits. I'm mad about that. I'm really mad about it. And it just stays precedent for the rest of this attempt. Bernard's down, Savvy Sam is on low HP. I'm going to have to put a lot of faith into Sam Mines here. We need to get some special drops on Psychic. We are getting the special drops, but he keeps recovering up. We get 3 special drops in a row. And we just got to recover up before the next Pokemon. He's fully paralysed, giving us an opportunity to take him down. Next up is Rhydon. Psychic is going to do just about half damage. I mean, you've got to understand. Wow, Fury Tackles. This might be an L. This might be an L, guys. We are going to learn Amnesia though, because it is a great move and we don't need Body Slam anymore. But I'm going to have to rely on Webster here to get this Hypnosis off. It does, it outspeeds. And then we can move back into Savvy Sam. Let's try and set up some Amnesias. We've set up 2. We should... Oh, god damn it. It's all down to Webster. Can Webster do this? Wow, Headbutt doesn't do much. We need to keep it to sleep though. Oh, without any, like, HP recovery moves, this is not going in our favour. We can still chip away at it, but we've still got the Charizard to contend with. And I'm not sure we've got enough to work with when it comes to that Charizard. Barrage hits, Hypnosis starts missing. Yeah. That was a very tedious, very tedious attempt. This time around we're going to start with Webster. Once we've got the Pidgeot asleep, we get the special drop, we're through one Pokemon. Next up is going to be the Alakazam. We get it to sleep as well. It's very defensively weak, which means Headbutt will do just that little bit more damage. And I am going to try and get it back to sleep before taking it out. I need to keep Webster alive as quick as possible. Hypnosis, can we outspeed? We don't, and Fury Attack does take down Webster, but we're actually in a much better position here, really, I would say. Bernhard has got Mega Drain, which will keep it healthy against the Rhydon. Exeggutor against Exeggutor, and we've got the better move set here. We will use Hypnosis, we will use Egg Bomb, but it's actually going to be quicker for us to go back into Savvy Sam, use Ice Beam, and as soon as it wakes up, if it gets frozen, that'd be the absolute perfect end to this video. It doesn't get frozen, but we can move into the Gyarados, but it's going to be easier for us to go back into Bernhard, get the Hypnosis off, and from here, we'll Psychic it down. It wakes up straight away, of course it wakes up straight away, but only decides to use Leer and Dragon Rage. So now yeah. We've managed to take it down. Level 43, and we're going to switch again. Charizard can't really do too much against Savvy Sam, and he puts himself into a Rage Loop, meaning it's an easy win. Savvy Sam, again, second video in a row, Slowbro has got us the final win. I'm happy with this. We're actually very low level to have beaten the league, and we've done it with just Psychic type Pokemon. Webster, the level 42 Hypno. Thank you. Savvy Sam, our starter Pokemon, level 43 Slowbro. Again, what a Chad Pokemon this is. Sandmine's level 42 Kadabra. Who needs evolution? The middle stage is pretty damn good. And finally, Bernhard, level 43 Exeggutor. You did your duty, my mate. And that is the end of the Monotype Psychic run. I'm wondering what's going to come up next on this wheel, because I do every choice of these wheels based on a randomizer wheel. I don't know what's going to be the next video until I've spun that wheel. So once the credits have rolled, let's spin the wheel and see what comes up next. Because we are doing as many Monotype runs as it does to finish off every type for the Generation 1 before we move on to another type of video for the month of RetroBrown. Let's see what we get. So, we've got our wheel here. We've got, what, 7 videos left in the Monotype run. We'll spin it, and tomorrow is going to be a Poison only run, which is going to be interesting because there is a lot of Poison type Pokemon in Gen 1. If you got to this point in the video, guys, please smash that like and subscribe, you legends, and we will see you tomorrow for the Poison type Mono run. Take care.